People, stop. Pick up the phone. If you get an invoice you weren't expecting, pick up the phone. If you get an email from an employee wanting to make changes to their direct deposit, pick up the phone. If you get new payment instructions to an old invoice, pick up the phone. Hi, I'm Mike Davis, owner of Extra Mile Technology Services, and this is your annual security awareness training video. Now, what's new between last year and this year? Well, phishing attacks, which aren't new, are on the rise. They now account for more than 90% of security breaches. Start off as a phishing attack. The other thing we saw this year is we saw it published how Evil Jinx can be used to bypass MFA. Now the thing that you need to consider is if I fail a phishing simulation test, which we send out those fake phishing emails from time to time to see who clicks on them, who opens them, and then who actually puts in credentials, the thing you need to ask yourself is, if I fail one of those, should my employer fire me? Now I know that sounds really drastic, but consider this. If your employer stands to lose tens to hundreds of thousands of dollars because you put your credentials into a phishing email, are you a liability to the company? Should they keep you around and take a chance that you're not going to do it when a real one comes through? I don't know. That's a tough one, but that's what we're seeing employers now asking themselves in terms of their IT policies. And these scammers will go to great lengths to convince you to open that email, click that email, put your credentials in. You can see the stuff here, the lengths that they'll go. And why? Because there's a lot of money. Even if they knock off a small company for a $5,000 invoice for $5,000, they're willing to do this stuff. That's good money. That is a really good hourly rate when you think about it. We're also seeing them using artificial intelligence now. They're using AI to go scour the web, grab up logos off of websites, create a PDF that looks like it's a memo coming from HR, giving you instructions to update some information and log into a website. We haven't seen it with any of our clients in Auburn, but they're also using AI to grab people's voices. If they're popular on the internet, have a bunch of YouTube videos, they'll fake their voice and call their bank pretending to be them and try to get them to do stuff over the phone. Okay, these are the lengths that the attackers are going to, and they're doing it because it's successful. We're also seeing them put QR codes in emails. That's something that's becoming more popular in 2023, and they do that because that is a way to get them off of their computer where they've got a lot of security in place onto their phone, where their phone may autofill a password or not flag a site for being a known malicious site or things like that. With all these things, the recipe is pretty much the same. Whatever it is, they're going to make it look really urgent and really important. And then they're going to provide a way for you to complete whatever it is that they want to do. Okay? So if you get an email that is looking urgent and important, just put the brakes on for a second, take a step back, look at it, scrutinize it, and if you can't figure out yourself if it's a scam or not, pick up the phone, call somebody, forward the email to our help desk at extramile-tech.com. Have us take a look at it, and we'll help you out. You can pause the video here if you want. Here's a shot of email with all the red flags that you can look for to help you figure out, is this real or a scam. In this live example, the attacker took their display name in their email and changed it to the real name of a CEO, and then forwarded it to the accounting department with a what was supposed to be an invoice for a hotel stay in Africa. Okay, now if you clicked on the email and weren't sure about that phony email address or something like that, before you open up the document, pick up the phone, call a person. Hey, did you just forward me an invoice? Okay, boom, stopped right there. Now, the other way that these phishing attacks are happening is through websites. Now, the attackers can't just create a fake website and get you to go there. So what they're typically doing is buying ads on real websites. Now, on this site here, can you tell which ones of these news stories are actually not news stories but ads? All of them in red. So that's more than half the page are not even real legit sites or stories from that site. They're links out to other sites, okay? And on those sites, they are the ones that typically get picked off by the scammers because they don't care. They'll sell space to whoever wants to buy it, and those guys are getting you to the malicious sites. Usually what they'll do is when you go to that site, they'll pop up one of these pop-ups that asks if you want to allow notifications, and a lot of people just click allow because it makes the box go away. What happens then? Well, you start getting messages like this popping up on your system tray that say that your computer's infected and you've got to update your antivirus or something like that. And if you click on that, well, one of the things that can happen is the fake blue screen of death. Except this blue screen of death has a phone number in it. The real one doesn't. This one tells you to call, and if you do, they'll want to take remote control of your computer, and then they'll tell you something like, oh boy, your computer's infected bad. The attackers are in your bank account, and we need you to log into your bank account so we can get them out. And once they're in there, they'll blank your screen and then start siphoning your money out. We're also hearing reports, and we've had it happen. People have called our office. Most businesses have QuickBooks, so they're calling up saying they're from QuickBooks and they want to renew your software. No, don't renew software like that over the phone with just some rando calling up. Hang up the phone, talk to your accounting department. Hey, when do we pay our renewal? Or just go to the real website and check there. Don't do this stuff over the phone. Okay? So, in summary, slow down, hover over links to things, check them out. Are they legit? Is it going to some other site that doesn't make any sense? Pick up the phone or forward the email to us. And the last thing that we didn't mention is to use a password manager. And I got to bring this up because there's even been some local banks giving out bad advice on this subject. They're saying to never write down your password, but use a unique password for every site out there. And that's just ridiculous. With as many passwords as the average person has now, there's no way for someone to remember them all, especially if you have to rotate them. So you can go get yourself a paper address book, keep your passwords in there. That works. I'd suggest not leaving it, open on your desk or something. But for at home or something, yeah, that's fine. Attackers in third world countries aren't going to be able to get to it, so you don't have to worry about that. Or if you've got to share passwords with coworkers, look into a password manager. Talk to us about it. We can make some recommendations. And I've got a link to another video about passwords I'll put right here. So with that, thanks for watching.